Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and look at this. I just got back from my first Treasure Cup store tournament and ended up getting the win. Here's the Charlotte Pudding and the 2 event promos that I got. Today I was on the teach, so I was feeling pretty good. I've played a lot of this deck, so I feel pretty comfortable and know how to play against most of the decks that I encountered. It was overall pretty close, a few games that were pretty neck and neck, and I could have lost after if it was one turn longer or one counter. If you counter off. I had GP Luffy in the first round, which I think was potentially the closest game where I narrowly won by 2k counter. It was a pretty rough matchup. I was able to deal with his Sanji Puddings on curve, but he just had a 6-cost Secret Luffy and almost won the game because he drew it. But after that, I had Yellow Kid, then a Nell, then I had 2 Shanks in the semis and finals. So it was pretty close. Overall, really happy with how I played, and let's get into the deck list. Starting off with any good Blackbeard deck list, I've got 4 Full Head Islands, Hachinosu's, obviously pretty staple card. Using it for the search, really important to get this out as early as possible. A few of my games, I didn't find this until my 3rd turn, which was pretty tragic, but I was able to still squeak out the wins. Next card, I have 4 My Era Begins, another pretty staple card, really good to fill up your trash and search for the cards that you need, and just boosting your Burgess as strong as possible. And then for my last searcher cards, I only have 2 Lafitte. I find this a decent ratio. I prefer the other 2 searches normally, but Lafitte can do really well just being a pseudo blocker and being really annoying for the opponent to deal with. Next, I've got 4 Stronger, 2k. I can also use it to -2. Really versatile card. Came up a few times, but mainly used for the 2k. Next card, I've got 4 Dot Qs. Really good to KO for KO power in combination with Augurs. KOing that 1 or less, and then if the opponent deals with it, I get to draw a card, so it basically replaces itself, which is really good. Next card, I've got 2 Vasco Shots, more of a chump blocker, but I think it can really be good in some matchups where they just go wide early and you need to protect your life early on to start chaining teachers. Next card, I have 4 2k counter Shiryus. There's not a lot of Blackbeard 2k counters, so I like to run this at 4, even though I don't often play this card, and it's just a 2k counter. I find it really comes in handy. I tried going down, but I feel like this deck can get too bricky, especially since I'm only running 8 2k counters. Next card, I've got 4 Jesus Burgess. Pretty self-explanatory. It's the core of this deck, really strong. After filling up trash with Hachinosu and My Era Begins, it's really hard to deal with and can just swing really high at life, and the opponent can't really deal with it since it can't be carried by anything, and it can only be dealt with by swinging into it or trashed or bounce. Next, I've got 3 of the KO Shiryu. I think this card is really good, but it's not coming up as often for me anymore. I think I'm mainly focused on establishing Dot Qs and Van Augurs or just Burgess. I feel like there aren't any 3 costs that I need to deal with on curve as much anymore in the current meta with GP Luffy. It's mainly the 4, 5, 7 with the Sanji Pudding being buffed by Sage. Next, I've got Finger Pistol. Running this at 4, really good card. Unfortunately not searchable. It's the only non-searchable card I run in this deck, but really good to KO from 5 cost and pump the trash for Burgess to get even stronger. Really good to combo with Van Augur. You can kill 8 costs with Van Augur plus Finger Pistol, so you can use it to KO a stage boosted 6-cost Luffy as well as Sanji Pudding. Next, I'm running 2 Black Holes. I was thinking about running 3 for the mirror matchup. Since it can kill Burgess, it's really pivotal, but overall there aren't many Blackbeards since there are so many GP Luffys. I didn't expect to see many Blackbeards. I think I was one of 2 Blackbeards in the tournament, and in a sea of GP Luffy, it felt like But yeah, this is still a good card. Can combo with Van Augur to kill anything from 7 cost. So if a Sanji Pudding is on 7 cost, you can Van Augur Black Hole to kill it, which is really good if you don't have enough KO cost reduction to use with the dot Q. Speaking of Van Augur, running him at 4 at the moment, really good. You really need to see it in the GP Luffy matchup, otherwise it feels like they just get so much dom they can use and there's not much you can do about it. And they can just run away with the game. Next I'm running Kuzan, running that at 4 obviously, can get cycle my trash, draw a card. It's really versatile, opens up a lot of different lines that you can play, and it's just such a good staple card. Unfortunately it is a brick, but it's just such a good card, it's honestly fine. Next, I'm only running 1 Liberation here because I'm trying mainly to play around Van Augur.Q, and it feels really bad to play Liberation out and not develop your board. And I'd rather just play out Van Augur.Q or set up Van Augurs and .Qs to KO rather than just relying on Liberation. And the last cards, I've obviously got 4 10-drop Teachers. Really good card, really busted in the late game. You can turn off a character and then have a 12k blocker. I did somehow in the Shanks matchup, since they're running control, they ended up playing out Building Snakes and Divine Departures. They were able to KO a few of my Teachers, which I wasn't expecting. I haven't versed many control Shanks matchups, so I wasn't exactly sure how to play it, but with on plays off, that was their only way to deal with the Teach, and they somehow managed to deal with a couple of them. But overall, it was a lot of close games, and I'm really excited and happy with how I performed. I think I did pretty well. I did manage to dodge a few GP Luffys, only versing the 1, but I think all my opponents played pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with the way I played as well. And yeah, let's have a look in this deck list in the sim so it's easy for you guys to see.
Alright guys, this is the deck list now opened up in the OPTCG sim. I'm pretty happy with this deck list. I think it's pretty good ratios. I think some of them you could mess around with like Lafitte, Shiryu, Black Hole, Liberation, Vasco you can mess around with. Maybe even Shiryu 2k you can mess around with, see if something finds more consistency for you. Maybe even adding Katarina Devon as a toolbox card to bring out with Kuzan is really good and can set up for lethal in unexpected ways for your opponent. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this deck list. I'll copy the deck list and leave it below in the description if anybody else wants to try it out. I hope you guys can find as much success with it as I have. But that's all from me for this video. Whilst you're here, I hope you like and subscribe, and you should have a look at this.